Hello, everyone. Hola, mundo. Welcome to VOCES Poderosas. I'm Jackie Bouvier, and I have a hat on because today is a special one. I'm here to shine the light on our nation's most powerful, influential Latinos, and I'm so honored that we've created a movement that's highlighting and celebrating the brilliance of our Latino leaders. Voces Poderosas is a transformative shortcast spotlighting trailblazers, pioneers, catalysts, and leaders. These exceptional professionals bring insightful wisdom to inform, inspire, and empower you, helping catapult you to the next level of success and personal empowerment. And as I've been talking about gatekeepers, I think the people that I've been interviewing have keys to open doors for others. And in order to do that, you need to learn about them and know who they are. And today, we're honored to have Mark, an esteemed entrepreneur and scholar in residence, CEO, and AI futurist. Mark is a visionary leader who has served as the SBA Associate Administrator, helping to champion innovation and growth across all industries. He officially launched the Mark L. Madrid brand and introduced his inaugural book series, Self Fueling Excellence. The first book, Energy 21 Uncomplicated and Easy Tips to Start Your Day, Energized by 9 a.m., is now available. Get ready for an inspiring conversation about entrepreneurship, the future of AI, and journey, and so much more that's driving meaningful impacts through the leadership that Mark is doing. Mark, what?
Jackie, I'm so excited and energized to be here. Thank you. I love this shortcast. I love everyone who's watching these shortcasts. Thank you, everyone who's listening in and watching us, because we're here for you.
Yay! As you can tell, I'm wearing a hat, and this is my first time ever just for Mark, just so you know. Wow, Mark, why don't you tell us about yourself? Tell me about your journey. Tell me what your why is. Tell the world. Everyone's waiting to hear.
Thank you, Jackie. And I'm going to give you the Cliff Notes version, but I'm Mark L. Madrid, the Energizer Bunny, and my journey has been truly, if you're listening out there, it's one of resilience, grit, and relentless energy. And I feel that came from in my 30s. I realized that I was born 1 year after my brother's death. He died in a freak accident at age 5. He was playing underneath a heavy weighted flower box with heavy potted plants, and the chain snapped and crashed down my brother and sister and playmate and killed him instantly. My brother's birthday is coming around Christmas, and so I didn't realize how tragic that was for my family. So when I had that realization of Leroy, that's my middle name after my brother, I realized that I needed to live twice for him. So it's really about that relentless energy. That's the why. That's where it comes from. And from my roots in the small farming community in the Texas Panhandle to graduating with honors from the University of Texas at Austin and starting my career on Wall Street, never thought that I would be in New York City, but I always had a childhood dream to get there, to shuttering down a bank at the height of the Great Recession, to starting over and embarking on a most glorious pivot to serve Latina and Latino small business owners, to earning my master's in my 40s at the University of Notre Dame, Mendoza College of Business, graduating with honors, to being appointed by the president to serve as an associate administrator and head official for the United States Small Business Administration with a strong team, a small but mighty team serving millions of small business owners. My path has always been driven by a fierce belief in the power of energy, discipline, and grit, or as we all know, ganas, and unrelenting optimism. But that comes from overcoming. I've had to work my way through many complications, tragedies early on in life. I've had to face things that maybe you're facing today, and how to work through them with faith. So I've had the honor of helping small businesses and underestimated communities. It's the good battlefield. And I've had the opportunity to hopefully have a part in having them being seen and heard and supported. And as an honorary colonel of the United States Army, I continue to serve by championing excellence. In fact, the 9 a.m. is tied to an Army campaign. We can do more by 9 a.m. than most people do all day. And thank you. So most recently, my book, Energy, became a #1 bestseller. wow, pinch me, because how did this kid from the farm, from being seeded by migrant farm workers, but that's the difference. I was seeded by migrant farm workers with a lot of grit. How did I get here? God is great. We're at an inflection point in this country, in this world, and my goal is to use my journey to inspire others to rise with me. We can change the trajectory of this country despite the division, the noise, and all the rhetoric. So, sí se puede.
I have known you and I didn't, I mean, I realized how amazing you were, but the word amazing is not even enough to be able to say something about you because you're just such an amazing person. Honestly, what a story, what an impactful story, but what a resilience, right? What a life that you've had and a path that you've kind of paid for yourself. And like you said, nothing without God. So I'm truly honored to have you on here. And I'd love to learn a little bit more how that aligns with your culture. And Hispanic Heritage Month is what we're living right now, or Latino Heritage Month. And I'd love to know how you incorporated that in your professional life, in this journey that you've lived in, and how you're doing that now.
Thank you, Jackie, and happy Hispanic Heritage Month to everybody. I mean, it was such a joy to, start the month before the month happened, because as it should be, every month is Hispanic Heritage Month. And thank you to the Hispanic Heritage Foundation and CEO Tony Tirino and his team for the beautiful Hispanic Heritage Awards that were replayed and on PBS last Friday. If you have a chance, please join me in celebrating that beautiful show. So, Hispanic Heritage Month is a time for celebration. It's a time for acknowledgement. It's a time for lifting up. But it's also a time, what I've realized in terms of what I'm doing with everything, and it's all honeycomb, so it's all related to a purpose, is it's a point of reflection. But most importantly for me, it's about action. So it's about honoring the generations before us. It's an opportunity for those who are very young to make sure that they know about the giants like Cesar Chavez and living through Julie Chavez Rodriguez. And it's important to know that history. Chief Justice Sotomayor and so many others. We need to make sure the living legends and those who are behind us, who laid the groundwork, that they are reincarnated in our spirit. So it's about honoring the generations before us, and also about seizing the opportunity we have now to shape what's next. We truly have that opportunity. And I'll give you a dimension of that, because the data don't lie. The data does not lie. The most recent Latino GDP report, for instance, shows our community's economic strength. The GDP powerhouse, Latinos. Take this into account. From 2017 to 2022, the US Latino cohort grew second fastest in the world in terms of fastest growing GDP, second only to China. Let's go ahead and close our eyes and think about that for a moment. That is US Latino powerhouse through economic strength. And whether it's wellness, home ownership, entrepreneurship, our success with Latinas in terms of graduating and master's degrees, or AI, we are an economic and cultural powerhouse. This is not a sleeping giant. The giant has woken up and is very active. To me, this month, it's really about leveraging our energy and grit. So I come down to those elements to ensure that we continue to rise and lead, not just for our community, but for this country. I'm a proud American. I'm a proud American, and I'm also a proud Latino. So in a time of, once again, of noise and division, our optimism, our resilience, our ganas, our vibrance can truly light the way forward, not only for our community, but for this country.
So, with what you're saying, started to think because I don't know if you noticed, I put something out there, and I know that we're all giving keys, right? You have such a beautiful journey that you've, a path that you've gone through, and you've got keys. And those are keys of wisdom, keys that can open gates, keys that can open doors for others and provide opportunities for others. And just listening to you talk, I'm thinking, wow, these are so many different areas that you've got keys in, and so much experience that you have. So from your perspective, um, as a Latino, what would you say? What advice would you give the younger generation, or even someone who's looking for an opportunity to meet a Mark Madrid that is so amazing and learn from you? And how would you encourage them? I was leaning a lot on AI and diversity in this question with others, but I think I want to leave it open ended for you. You have so many different areas, and I feel like you're like this big thing full of keys, and so whatever you advice you have, please give it to us.
Oh my goodness. Thank you for that question. I'm just honored that you would reflect that way. And once again, I want to make sure that I'm honoring who is listening to us right now. I mean, you took precious time and energy to be here. There's a lot going on in the world. There's probably a lot going on in your world. So I want to be as authentic as possible. So, I love that question, and I'm going to be receptive to what comes up, without percolating it in my head. I'm going to just give it to you. And the first thing is to live your truth. I think that's an important one. It took me such a long time to realize that I'm a proud American, a proud Latino, a proud gay Christian Latino, a proud son of migrant farm workers, a first generation, college student. I'm a proud overcomer of things like depression and other ailments that can come to us in terms of life. That happened probably about 15 17 years ago. But I'm all of that. I'm all of that. All the challenges, all the disappointments, maybe some anger in there, points of redemption, exhilaration, acknowledgement, acceptance. All those fueled a breakthrough for me. And that's why my company is called Breakthrough Mavens LLC. It fueled a breakthrough, and it probably started about 12 years ago. And it's a point of no return. So live your truth. Also, remember that there's only one you. You're uniquely formed. And it's a journey. Life is not linear. It's throws so many curveballs, but I tell you, this life is precious, and you're a gift. So whatever we can do through these short casts, through the resources that are available, the wisdom that we can impart, us learning from you, because you are qualified. You're so valuable to this country. You're valuable to us. We need to learn as much from you as you're learning from us. The other thing I would say is if you need help, ask. Sometimes that's very difficult, as entrepreneurs. Sometimes this is our baby, this is our business. I mean, we hold the keys to this. We've worked so hard for this. So to try to expand or delegate can be very, very difficult. And if we're learning, if we're in the classroom, if we're trying to apprentice or intern, if we're trying to get to that position, it's okay to ask for help. Also, I believe in the value of building relationships. That's a long-term proposition. So get to break bread. And through that experience, you'll understand who your tribes are. The other thing that I would say is trust is earned and trust is sacred. That's an important one too. And I'll close with this. So these are very practical situations. I'm not talking about how to get an A in the course or how to get to Wall Street, but the things that I'm referring to led me to those places. Uh, I used to run the Latino Business Action Network, Stanford Latino Entrepreneurship Initiative, and I loved that entity. And thanks to the current leadership there and the board members, but I learned something through that experience, and it was from a world-class expert in scaling, Professor Huggy Rao, and he taught us to be an elephant, not a hippo. A hippo has little ears, an elephant has big ears. So listen as much as possible, because when you get in some tense moments where you want to resolve to exhibit yourself, demonstrate that you're prepared, sometimes harnessing that back and just listening to who you're talking to in terms of some sort of a business interaction might do you very, very well.
Wow. Those are great points and amazing advice, Mark. It's been such a blessing. Truly, I mean this, an honor to have you on Voces Poderosas. You are the epitome of a powerful voice in our nation, and I appreciate it. I feel honored. Thanks for your information, your insights, your points. I know it's going to change people's lives. Thank you for being on Voces Poderosas today.